What's going on, everybody? It's AG here. Let's go ahead and talk some NC State coaching candidates. Kevin Keatts got the boot after making the Final Four last year, but pretty disappointing year this year. They went on that magical run last year, but they wouldn't have made the tournament if they didn't go on that run. So probably time for a change. We've got some interesting names here. I've got 10 candidates. I'm going to run down the list. Then I'll break down this list, tell you who I think they will hire and who I would hire. So these are in no particular order, but just so happens here right now, this thing is between two names from what I've been seeing. It's pretty much down to two guys, and that is Will Wade and Justin Gainey, who have been getting the most press here. Will Wade of McNeese State, really good run there. If you remember, he was at LSU, went on a pretty good run. They but some sanctions. He got kicked out the door, but he's been kind of making his name back for himself at McNeese State. Gainey, currently a Tennessee assistant, but did play at NC State, so there are some ties there. So we'll see if it'll be one of those guys. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Ryan Odom at VCU, you may remember him. He was at that team, the 16 seed USMBC that beat who they beat? Virginia. When they beat Virginia a couple years ago, it was 16 seed in the first round. Sean Miller Xavier, you know his name from Arizona. Ben McCollum at Drake. I think he's going to get a better job. We'll talk about that later on today. But his name is getting a lot of buzz. Mike Brey, another name I've seen thrown around, former Notre Dame coach, currently an assistant in the NBA. Bucky McMillan at Samford, he's done a pretty good job there. Pitino New Mexico, could he bounce back to the Power 5? Bob Richey at Furman, his name was thrown out a lot last year. Didn't end up taking a job, but he's done good at Furman. Archie Miller, Rhode Island, you know his name as well. Sean Miller's brother also played at NC State, so there's some ties there. Let's go ahead and get into it here. All right, so first off, we'll go ahead and start marking some names off here. Mike Brey, I think that is not realistic. I don't think he's coming back. I think he's done. Richard Pitino at New Mexico, I think he is done. What I actually see might happening, he's done pretty good at New Mexico, by the way, but wouldn't be shocked if he ends up taking over for his dad at St. John's whenever that's done. Bucky McMillan at Samford, I don't know, I'm struggling to say that. Pretty good name that I think will get the job eventually, but I don't think NC State is the right one. Sean Miller at Xavier, I don't think he is leaving right now. I don't think he's leaving Xavier right now. If he does, I've actually seen his name thrown around some other jobs. Ben McMillan, all right, as good as that name sounds for NC State, I think he's going to get a better job. Don't think it's this one. Bob Richey, I think he will get a big job at one point, but it's not the day. Archie Miller, he hasn't really done great at Rhode Island, so I really don't see them doing that higher. So it comes down to three names for me. Will Wade, Justin Gainey, and Ryan Odom. Will Wade and Odom, you're going to see him thrown around with pretty much any job this cycle. Justin Gainey is more of an NC State fit. But from what I've been seeing right now, I think it comes down to these two guys. And you go with the assistant, there's a little more hit or miss probably. You know, it could be a good hire. It could be the wrong hire. We don't know. Will Wade, though, depends on what other job he gets. You know, as of right now, looking at jobs that might be better than this job in the cycle, you've got currently Indiana. There's some rumor Texas might open, which would probably offer him. I think that would be a better job than NC State. But you compare, NC State and like Iowa, that's probably, flipping a coin as far as which job is better. I would probably lean NC State just because in the ACC. But Iowa also could be probably just as good, if not better. So as of right now, I think I'm going to go with Will Wade because I don't know if he's going to get a better job offer in this cycle. One that he would take that is more appealing because it sounds like Indiana is probably going to go a different direction. So I think NC State is going to hire Will Wade, and that's probably who I would hire if I had my pick out of all these guys. He's proven again and again he can win. What he's done at McNeese State has them as a pretty good team. We'll see what they do in the tournament. But as of right now, I think that's who they're going to hire. But who do you think they hire? Let me know down in the comment section. Make sure to like this video and subscribe.